So it is. Say it with me. So it is. Put your hand over your heart and say it. So it is. Yeah. All this and more. So it is. So it is. All right, the service is over now. Just kidding. Let's stand and affirm what we know to be true. God is good and all is well. What a wonderful morning, beyond compare. I feel God's loving presence everywhere. I am filled with joy profound. In a world where many miracles abound, in the garden of my soul, I am happy, healed, and whole. I know that and so is well. In the garden of my soul, I am happy, healed, and whole. I know that God is good and all is well. Please be seated.
Good morning, Unity. So I sound like I'm talking through a bottle or something. I've been doing a head and throat thing, so I'm not hugging today because I imagine you do not want this lovely experience I'm having. So welcome to Unity of Bonnier, where we live and express unconditional love and grow together in peace and prosperity. My name is Reverend Patty, and it is my joy to serve as the senior minister alongside each one of you ministers, which make this place this amazing center of love that it is. Whether this is your first time or your 100th time joining us, either in person or online, we're grateful for your presence and participation as we share this time together. We have come here as part of love's divine purpose that calls each of us forth to celebrate the connection we all share through the presence within and all around us that we call God. And in this spirit of community, we unfold in light and love all spiritual and all religious gatherings and people everywhere. We especially welcome any of you who are here for the first time. If you're in the room, please raise your hand and you will receive a welcome packet. And we invite you to come join us in fellowship afterwards. And if you're online, we invite you to go to the website, unitybonnier.org, to find we're talking about one of my favorite theologians who started a rehabilitation center for gang members in Los Angeles. And this is a story. I've been listening to lots of podcasts and some of his books this week. So this is a story of his encounter with one of his, they call him, homeboys, right? So this kid had gotten a placement in a group home, foster home kind of setting. He had had such a traumatic life that he had to drop out of school as an elementary age. And he was now in school, in high school, for the first time getting rolling again. And he called Father Greg and said, "Hey, G, come steal me. We need to go buy me some clothes for school." So Greg went and got him, and they're shopping in the mall, and he's saying, "Well, tell me how school is." And he goes, "Oh." And he said, "Well, there's got to be something you like. How is math?" And he goes, "Oh, it's the pits." He goes, "Well, how about history?" "Even worse." How about social studies?" "Don't even talk about it." And he goes, "There's got to be something that, kind of piques your interest." And he goes, "Oh, the sciences. Biology is the bomb." And Greg goes, "Oh, tell me about it." And he goes, On Monday, we're digesting a frog. And Greg goes, I think that's dissecting. And he goes, on Monday, we're doing the frog. Okay, so let's take a breath in and come into ourselves. Let our muscles relax. Shut your eyes if you're comfortable with that. Just breathe into this amazing space that is the truth of who we are. We're connected to infinite love, infinite peace, infinite possibilities. And all these qualities are within us to be activated and experienced. So we say this morning to our hearts, I invite you to open. Let all of these things flow out from me. Have me receive all that would help me to be my best self. You to say to your spiritual eyes and ears, I invite you to open and allow me to hear what Spirit knows I need right at this moment. Breathe that willingness in. You're just allowing the power of the Holy Spirit right here and right now to impact us. We keep opening our willingness, our space, our love to include more and more. We begin with all those whose names are in our prayer box, all those in the midst of our community who are in the midst of some issues, whatever they are. If you have somebody in the realm of your beloveds you would like to include, I invite you to either say their name out loud or silently as we hold space for them. We take all these dear ones and see the truth of who they are. They are also the divine in expression, filled with everything they need to walk through what they are going through at this moment in their lives. They have the 12 powers within them as well. They have strength and faith and love and imagination. And we see all of those coming forward and serving them powerfully. We say, thank you, Spirit. We keep expanding now beyond our community, to our state, into our country, into our world, which is rife with conflict and situations. We just hold these places that are experiencing war and loss and grief, these spaces that are overcoming natural disasters or drought or a lack of being able to raise food. We hold for them the knowing that everything needed can be provided, is provided. His love is ever expanding. We take our vision and imagine our beloved children, those that are in our own lives, those that are in our Sunday school room, children around the world who present to us possibility of innocence, of openness, running on the wide open channel. We see for them a world that we are creating allows them to become all they can be. And we bless them. Finally, we breathe in, allowing gratitude to well up within us for the many blessings in our lives. And we just let a few of those pictures run across the screen of our mind. Each one we just say, thank you. Together we close with our usual mantra, I am grateful 3 times. Please join me. I am grateful, I am grateful, I am grateful. So it is. Let's see, before we go to the statement of truth, so I want to share with you, I've been talking about it, but I haven't made an announcement on Sunday morning. So my sister has invited me to go on a trip with her, and it's going to be the adventure of a lifetime. We're leaving on Friday to go to Australia and New Zealand, and I know, kangaroos and pandas and people speaking funny English, it'll be great. And so I've arranged wonderful speakers to step in. We're going to be a week and a half in Australia, a week and a half in New Zealand. So Susan is leading the workshop on Saturday, and on Sunday is speaking. Then Shari is going to be speaking, and Jim Lakin is going to be speaking. And this is a 5-Sunday month, and even though I will be back the last Sunday, Yamaja is going to be speaking that Sunday also. So we just have a lineup of incredible people to be with you and nurture you along as you come each Sunday. So I look forward to watching the services and hearing all the wonderful things that are happening while I'm gone, because this place is unstoppable, right? The love just always continues to roll and flow. Okay, so let's go up to our statement of affirmation. Okay, so good thing we know this by heart. There is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life, God, the omnipotent good. Then we turn it over. Wait, it says special feature music team. No, we're not doing that. You're just, the land is your land. Okay, never mind.
Let's all sing together, though. Let's all stand. I'm still enjoying the music of my youth. We used to sing this song in elementary school. This land is your land. We'll do an abbreviated. There are no lyrics to this today. Is that correct? You might remember some of them. Here we go. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island. From the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. As I went walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island. From the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. When the sun came shining, then I was strolling, and the wheat fields waving, and the dust clouds rolling. The voice was calling as the fog was lifting. This land was made for you and me. Take it up. This land California, from the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. Do it again. This land was made for you and me. Oh yeah, this land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. This land was made for you and me.
And now Barbie's going to come up.
Good morning, Unity. Welcome to another Sunday in the neighborhood of love. My name is Barbie Nunley, and I am so excited to be your service leader today. So we have many opportunities here at Unity. And today we have the opportunity to learn more about the roles and responsibilities of our board. Enjoy fellowship coffee and then bring your refreshments over to the education room at noon. It may be just inspiring to you to consider running for the board. Also today, I will be leading a What is Unity session here in the sanctuary. It's a brief session to learn more about Unity and provide a great primer if you're considering membership with us. Everybody is welcome. And that's at noon. Are you familiar with the term affirmative prayer? And we have a wonderful workshop coming up on March 8th, and Susan Green is here to share more.
Good morning. So we do have a workshop on Saturday about affirmative prayer. A lot of you are familiar with the term affirmations, but whether you use them regularly, know what one is and isn't, how to make them more powerful, and especially how to incorporate them into a time of prayer to be even more powerful for you. And so we will go over those things. We will talk about a 5-step prayer process of relaxation, concentration, meditation, realization, and appreciation. And we'll have time. We have a nice group forming. There'll be a good group discussion, some small group time, and we're going to start it all with lunch at noon next Saturday, which is why I need for you to register ahead of time if you want lunch. So the deadline is this Wednesday. There are flyers out on the table. A lot of the information is based on a book called How to Pray Without Talking to God. Don't take that the wrong way. It's meant to encourage you to understand that we are very powerful within, and we look within to make the changes that we want to create and see in our lives. That book is in the bookstore. You don't have to have it, but it is available. Marcy got some extra copies. You may want to check it out and take it home with you. So that's next Saturday. The flyer has my phone number. You can text to register, or you can come up and see me after the service. I hope you'll join us.
Thank you, Susan. So next Sunday, March the 9th, the Women of Unity are hosting a fundraiser afternoon of bingo in the fellowship hall starting at 1 p.m. Everyone is invited. This is a fundraiser which benefits our church. After service, there will be a delicious salad and baked potato bar for all those participating. There are more details in the e-newsletter. For those who cannot participate, light fellowship refreshments will be available in the hallway.
I'm not sure. Did you say it's for everyone?
Everyone's invited. Our Next Generation Unity program is expanding, and Ben Johnson is here to share more about their newest service project.
Good morning, Unity. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ben Johnson, and I'm part of a few different Love in Action groups here at UCBA. Today I'm here to talk about one in particular, Next Generation Unity, or NGU. NGU is open to everyone ages 18 to 35-ish, pretty inclusive, interested in connection, collaboration, and spiritual growth. And NGU Worldwide will be having a weekend retreat at Unity Village on March 28th through March 30th, so it's coming up. We'll also be staying through April 4th for Unity Village's Nehemiah Service Week, which happens every spring. The Service Week is for people of any age. We'll be performing a number of service projects, including making and handing out blessing bags to homeless and under-resourced communities. Homelessness is a topic that is very near and dear to my heart. Did you know that the number of people in the US that are unhoused increased 18% in the last year? That's almost as much as in the previous 16 years combined, So NGU will be making blessing bags for people in need, and if you'd like to participate or contribute, there will be a box in the hall for the month of March where we'll be accepting donations of the following items: new undergarments like socks, underwear, etc., water bottles, face and body wipes, personal hygiene products, hand warmers, gloves, non-perishable pre-wrapped food items, feminine hygiene products, reusable bags, and the list goes on. Feel free to get creative. Just make sure that whatever you donate is small enough to be portable and new/unopened. Let me know if you have any questions, and thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you, Ben. Get ready for some fun Unity time. So March is the month to celebrate St. Patty's Day. And our Unity seniors have planned a trip to the St. Patrick's Day Festival in Churchill. The date is March 16th, and Steve Yaris has all the details. Steve, are you here? Please stand and wave to everybody. Thank you, Steve. So we are in the process of creating a new directory. If you would like to be included, please be sure to connect with Marva and Becky to complete the information form. So you need to stop by in the hall today. They're set up in that front desk, and read over your information, proofread your information, and then you also need to initial it. Do you want to stand, Marva and Becky? Thank you so much. I know it's a big undertaking. We appreciate that. So there are many more opportunities here at UCBA. Check out the events calendar on our website and be sure to keep up with our activities through our weekly emails and also on Facebook. And now for the daily word. And may I invite you to just close your eyes and take a nice deep breath as we open up to really hear this message. Positivity. Through positivity, I can do all things through the divine presence within me. I've heard it said, most people are about as happy as they make up their minds to be. These words show me the importance of positivity and how an upbeat attitude can keep me afloat upon the rough waters of life. Positivity helps me see the world as full of joy and possibility. Difficulties may arise, but my confident faith in the goodness of God gives me the power to cross the stormy seas, to find calm waters and the warmth of sunshine. The light of God surrounds, enfolds, and uplifts me. When I center my thoughts on the divine within, I feel equipped to meet all challenges. God's indwelling grace sees me through the stormy days. Even as squalls of sadness toss me about, my faith, through this faith, I will outlast the gales and reach calm seas again. And so our reading today is from Proverbs 4:23. Keep your heart with all vigilance, for from it flow the spring of life. And our affirmation is, through positivity, I can do all things through the divine presence within me. And so please say this with me 3 times. Through positivity, I can do all things through the divine presence within me. Through positivity, I can do all things through the divine presence within me. Through positivity, I can do all things through the divine presence within me. May the light in me shine into the light of you. Namaste. And now we continue with our service and our beautiful music.
Thank you, Barbie. I'd like to share a song. This is an original composition. I wrote this song online with Harold Payne, a really lovely, positive songwriter that has visited our congregation numerous times. This was written during the pandemic, and we were all feeling a little shell-shocked and isolated when we created this song. This is the moment, right here and now, to lay down our burdens and come together somehow. It might not be easy to cross this divide, but Lord knows we've got to try. Let love be our witness as we stand in forgiveness. We all want to find common ground, 'cause we need each other. Yes, we need each other now more than ever before. We need each other. We need each other. May peace in our hearts be restored. I've had a vision deep in my soul, where the rivers of compassion will rise up and overflow and wash away the enmity with kindness and empathy. And no one can do this alone. We need each other. We need each other now more than ever before. We need each other. We need each other. May peace in our hearts be restored. Oh, this world is not perfect, but the struggle is worth it. And our dreams still can somehow come true. We need each other. We need each other ever before. Yeah, we need each other. We need each other. May peace in our hearts be restored. May love in our hearts be restored. Thank you.
So beautiful. And that fits in with what I'm talking about. I'm opening with a quote by somebody from the Presbyterian Church, Belden Lane. And he says this beautiful thing: divine love is incessantly restless until it turns all woundedness into health, all deformity into beauty, all embarrassment into laughter. Imagine us creating a community, a world where we're more concerned about turning woundedness into health than punishing and blaming and pointing fingers. And it starts with the essence of what we believe. Ooh, I forgot. We're supposed to have the Reader's Theater up here. See, I am not on my game this morning, so y'all are going to have to forgive me. Okay. Come on up. They're going to talk to you about love, too.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being here.
Sure. What are we doing?
Will there be snacks?
Just a moment, just a moment. And no, I'm sorry, I forgot to bring snacks. Today's mission, if you're up to the task, is to come up with a clear and concise definition of a common four-letter word.
Now we're talking.
Are you sure this is the right audience for this?
Yes and yes. The word, my friends, is love. L-O-V-E. What does love mean to you?
Me?
Yeah.
Love means family and friends. Puppies and butterflies. Roller coasters. And, Oreos. Oreos too.
That's really good, really good. I like that you included puppies. What about you? What does love mean to you?
Love is a feeling, an emotion, an experience. It's the experience when I choose to attract myself to something or someone. It's not so much about the Oreos as it is the very desire for something, and then I decide that something will be Oreos.
Wow. Now I wish I had brought snacks.
And would this experience work the same if what you wanted was a rewarding job or a new fun hobby?
Well, the quality of the experience would vary with the object of my desire. But yes, I think the process would be the same.
Oh my goodness, this is really good. Very stimulating. But I have to say, I feel there's something more. I don't know, something's missing. Something like maybe inclusive?
So not just the puppies, but all the animals?
Yeah, maybe.
No, wait, I've got this. Love is the constructive and connective power of all that is. It's the force that unifies and harmonizes, bringing everything together from the cells in our bodies to the stars in the cosmos. So, as an example, when our body becomes injured, its natural desire for wholeness brings it back together in a healing process, and that is the power of love.
Somebody had their Wheaties this morning.
My goodness, we are getting somewhere now.
So, from what I'm hearing, love is personal to me in my life, like how I love my dog or my best friend. And it's also a big universal energy kind of thing that knits all of creation together.
I think so.
That's brilliant. Brilliant.
But what about when things get ugly? Like when friendships end or people just can't get along? How does that fit into all of this?
Oh my goodness, just when we were making such good progress.
No worries, it's okay. I think it's like this. Those times when we can't just get along, those are the times when we can choose to step out of the chaos and ugliness that appears to be happening and focus on our big universal power of love.
Oh, I get it. When we focus on our own big power of love, we just trust it to do its thing and stop worrying about all the other stuff.
We expand and activate our own capacity to dissolve and release thoughts of discord. And we empower ourselves to allow and encourage the unifying and harmonizing power of love.
Wow, we can do all that?
Yes, I think so.
Bravo! Aren't we wonderful?
We're good, that's for sure.
Well, that gives him more than enough material. Thank you so much.
So, is it time for snacks yet?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Go and attract yourself some Oreos.
Oreos! Woo!
Thank you all. Great job. So that was talking about both the hugeness of the love of which we are a part and the individualness of the love of which we participate. So how we connect with that is tying back to our first two principles always. There is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life, God the good. And our second principle, our essence is of God, and therefore we are inherently good. So this man I was talking about, Gregory Boyles, he's a Jesuit priest, founded Homeboys, the largest gang intervention and rehabilitation center in the world, which is located in Los Angeles. He's secretly a unity minister because he teaches our principles unabashedly and manages to get away with it in the Catholic Church. It's amazing. The ideas in his latest book called Cherished Belonging, The Healing Power of Love in Divided Times, is what I believe we need to hear and remember as we navigate mystery and uncertainty in our own lives. When we bump into fear, we want to point the finger at another and say, bad person, and sometimes stand in moral outrage. It's a human response. But this is not the response from our divine center. Yet we all go there again and again and have to come back again and again to the truth of our being and to the principles on which we stand. Here's his two basic principles. We are all inherently good. He likes to call it the unshakable goodness in each person. And we belong to each other, no exception. So if there's one presence, we are all connected. And if we are made in God's image, we are the good, the lovely, the beautiful. It is the truth of our being, whether we realize it or not. And there are many times and many characters in the world who are not coming from that place in themselves because they haven't discovered it, been told about it, experienced being cherished and belonging. Greg believes that these two ideas allow all of us to cultivate a new way of seeing the world. Rather than the tribalism that excludes and punishes, this new narrative produces a village that cherishes. Puka, a former gang member, puts it plainly. Here, love is our lens. It's how we see things. So in this book, Boyle calls us back to Christianity's origins as a spiritual movement of equality, emancipation, and peace. Early Christianity was a way of life, not a set of beliefs. And his vision of community is a space for people to join together and heal one another in a collective living, a world dedicated to kindness as a constant and radical act of defiance. As one homie, Marcus, told a classroom filled with inner city teenagers, if love was a place, it would be Homeboy. There is a special sauce there. It's unconditional love. No one is forced into the program, it is chosen. Just as when folks walk into AA and they are welcomed, and when they walk into Homeboys, they are welcomed. In an AA, you can have people from all ends of the spectrum. Somebody who's drunk but came to the meeting. Somebody who's been sober for 20 minutes. Someone who's been sober for 20 years. The same at Homeboys. You come on your own steam and you discover cherished belonging, as opposed to belonging gone wrong, which would be a gang membership. Because in a gang, the rules are violence and hatred for those not a part of the gang. But at Homeboys, there's this all-embracing love that allows each person to see their own inherent goodness, many for the first time. When you have those who have been wounded and traumatized will wound and traumatize others. Yet those who discover how to cherish themselves and ultimately cherish others will find their way to the joy of loving. When you have people walking around shooting someone because they are the other, because they have been demonized and seen as separate, that someone is sick, hurting, wounded, traumatized, or mentally ill. When someone says, this person has no dignity, it's clear they do not know the truth, and most likely they don't have a sense of their own dignity. Father Greg makes this improbable statement. He said, I have never met an evil person. And his realm is people that have been in gangs, members who have killed, abused, and done all manner of things. So think about that. How can he say, I've never met an evil person? Comes back to his two truths. Each, the divinity of God does. Greg talks about tenderness, kinship, kindness that blossoms when one is exposed to cherished belonging. So what does this look like over and over again at Homeboys, where 10,000 gang members a year go through their doors and their programs and are transformed by it? So I'm inviting you to look and find where the Kleenex box is. When I've been reading these stories, I cry every time. They're so deeply moving. It looks like Miguel, who is the largest man ever to work at Homeboys. So during COVID, they put Father Greg in a tent outside the building to keep him safe because he had had leukemia at one point. And Miguel was the security employee who ushered people in and out to see him. But first I want you to know Miguel's history. He was sexually abused by 3 family members in his youth and repeatedly watched his stepfather abusing his mother. One day when he couldn't find her, he discovered she was in a closet, tied and gagged. He saw her thrown through a window. I mean, the lives of these young people have been so utterly traumatic. At 14, he killed that man and went to a juvie program for serious crimes from the age of 14 to 25. Then he was put into an adult prison for 10 years, and then he entered homeboy program. And he was treated with dignity and respect and told the truth of who he was, that he had inherent goodness, unshakable goodness within him. So this one day when Greg was in his tent, he saw Miguel escorting the younger homies in, and as he was walking out with them, he would say to them, "Now, Papa, I just want you to go over here and go out this door." Papa is a term used like a father to a son, an incredible, tender word of endearment. He's using it with these younger members of the community. And then, later on in the day, a gang member in the program, ex-gang, came in and sat down and said, "You see that guy over there?" He was pointing to Miguel. He said, "He's my worst enemy in the world," because they come from gangs that are, the enemy, and there's no allowing that when you're in the homeboys. You have to give it up. You have to give up the hatred, the violence. And he said, "He's my worst enemy, yet he just gave me some advice that absolutely consoled me." So the end of the day comes, and Greg asked Miguel to come sit down, and he says, "Miguel, I saw what you did today. I saw how you called to these young men and said, 'Come on, Papa, come over here.' And then this one guy told me about the advice you gave him and how he so valued it." Miguel, sitting across from Greg, just put his face in his hands and started sobbing. And he said, when he took his hands away, he said, "I have found my purpose." This is what Greg calls he came to himself. You know that story, the prodigal son story? There's a point where it says he came to himself. And in doing that, his actions invite others to come to themselves, to know the truth of their being, to understand the love that they are. Miguel now loves being loving. It flows from the core of his being. And the last example I'm going to give is Mario. He's a tall, thin drink of water. When Greg goes on speaking engagements, he brings some homeboys with him. And he invited him to share his story at an event. And he said, if those stories were flames, if you sat anywhere near, you would be scorched. We can't even begin to imagine the trauma, the violence, the repeatable things that take away your sense of dignity that these guys had. So Greg asked him to speak, and another homeboy also, and then Greg got up to speak, and then at the end he asked them to come back on stage, and he said, "Okay, any questions?" So a woman stood up and said, "Mario, I have a question for you." Mario goes, "Yes." He's just shaking. He goes up to the mic, holds on to it, and she says, "You said you have a young son and a daughter who are about to enter their teenage years. What advice do you give to them?" Greg says, you thought he was going to have a hernia trying to come up with an answer for this. He's so vulnerable, so tender at this moment, and he's holding the mic, and he goes, and they don't even think he's going to be able to continue. "I just don't want them to be like me." In this auditorium of thousands of people, absolutely silent, this woman stands up and says, "Mario, I hope they become like you. You are kind. You are gentle. You express love. And in that moment, thousands of people stood up and you would not stop clapping for this young man. He was overwhelmed, his head back in his hands. He was returned to himself. And as this group received him, they were returned to themselves. Because when we behold this innate goodness, this love, this loveliness in another person, we find it, we feel it in ourselves. It touches the beauty within each of us. This is what this book is about. It's about creating a vision of a world where we stop believing in what has always been. Prison, punishment, dehumanization, not believing that each person has innate dignity of their own. Even though we've been teaching these Christian principles for 2,000 years, we're still struggling to find a way to live these out in our society. So this book is inviting us to start within our own hearts, to take these principles. There is innate goodness in every single person, and we all belong to each other because there's only one. And stand in these principles and live our lives in such a way that we allow people to come to themselves, that we carry this vision with us, that we move forward with this intention, that we create in this center a place of cherished belonging. So healing happens here in each of us, because all of us have human stuff going on. I mean, it's just the most tender, amazing way to take these principles and move forward in our lives. So here each one of us is. We're sitting here as the Christ, as the power of love. So I behold this love in you. And I see us moving into the world, embracing one another in such a way that we come to
It's time for us to move into our meditation, and we will do so with a song. Sometimes this world can break your spirit, that's for sure. Comparisons and doubts will leave you feeling insecure. But you can't hide what you are inside. You are beautiful, golden like the sun. Shine your light here on everyone. You illuminate the night like a morning star. And I see you as you truly are. You are beautiful. You are beautiful. Please listen to my words and try them on for size. The impact that you make can never fully realize, and you can't hide what you are inside. Yes, you are beautiful, golden like the sun. Shine your light here on everyone. You illuminate the night like a morning star, and I see you as you truly are. You are beautiful. You are beautiful. You are beautiful. You can't hide all you are inside. Unshakably good, yeah. Beautiful and a miracle. Beautiful.
That was a perfect song to lead us into our meditation. So let's take a deep breath. Exhale. Another one. I invite you to center down into this heart space, to that space of unshakable good that is the truth of who you are. Think of an image in your life, maybe an experience that bespeaks of cherished belonging, holding a baby, playing with another child, another person, running to hug someone you haven't seen in a long time. That image of cherished, where you are known and seen and loved for exactly who you are. That image just fill your mind and your consciousness. Breathe it in. Now allow this one love of which we are all a part. Invite that love. Share with you an image, a word, a sentence. What each of us needs to hear right now. Know how we are cherished. How we can cherish one another. Go into the silence. Let that love of which is your essence. Imagine that love burning and shining, growing and growing until your body is consumed by this light. That recognize the truth you are, how beautiful, light-filled, and Christ-like you are. Breathe it in. Moment, just allow ourselves to feel the gratitude for the gift of this oneness, this one love, draws all of us together and all of the world. We say, we are grateful, we are grateful, we are grateful. And so it is. And here come our ushers. If you have an offering that you would like to put in the basket and want to hold it in your hand as we bless it, or hold it in your consciousness, let's say our blessing. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that we are, all that we are, all that we give, and all that we receive. Thank you, God, for the joy of giving and receiving. More wonderful tunes from our music team.
I performed this song for you many times before. There's a little echo on the chorus. I'll sing the line. Give me a C chord. We come together, and you sing. We come together. We come together. We come together in the name of love. It's easy. All right, let's take it. 1, 2. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, I love you and God loves you too. Now feel the love of this sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together in the name of love. We come together, we come together, we come together in the name of love. Yeah. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize the light in you. Feel the love of this sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together in the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together in the name of love. From every walk of life, every creed and color, in kinship we unite to honor the God in each other. Yeah. Take a look at the person next to you. Say namaste, I love you too. Can you feel the love in this sanctuary? Then lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together in the name of love. We come together. We come together.
the name of love.
Thanks for singing with us. Yay.
So let's bless these offerings and gifts of love. We know that the gift and the giver are one. So we send these gifts out into our world to emphasize, open up, to allow love to flow ever more freely, more generously, more joyously. We say, thank you, Spirit. And so it is. Let's see. So we want to acknowledge all those, our prayer chaplains first. Prayer chaplains, please stand up. You have a concern on your heart, something to celebrate. Please grab one of our wonderful lights here to meet with you at the end of our service. And we want to thank all those who have been helping. So we had greeters at the door. We have Marcy and Safari. The men have been doing the fellowship time. We had our Readers Theater, we had Barbie, we had our fabulous music team, and Shari and Carrie in the back, and we are so grateful. We will bless them as the children come in. Are they out there?
We are walking as the light, as the light, as the light. We are walking as the light, as the light of God. As the light, 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 as the light of God.
Good morning.
Just give a quick thank you to Zeta, Megan, and who else was it? Who was your third? Stephanie, for helping out last week while I was out sick with another bout of strep. Feeling much better now, so glad to be back.
Yay.
Thank you. And thank you to Kathy today with helping us out. We talked about our inner strength, and we had a lot of self-expression in play today. Oh, and then also this month is going to be the first month that we're doing this every 5th Sunday. So there's only 4 months of 5 Sundays. On the 5th Sunday, we're going to use that as a family day. So for the children to come into the service, sit with their families, and enjoy what everyone else gets to be a part of. Thank you.
So let's do our blessings. So, friends, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are, and we see you doing amazing things. Right, let's stand up for our closing prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
With
I missed my first beat. Those were unbelievably perfect songs. Such synchronicity.
That's the word. Yeah. I mean, I love having guest artists because I don't have to keep doing the same things over and over again. But when she gives me the theme, which she did, I mean, I keep going, okay, unshakable goodness, beauty, and we need each other. We belong to each other. I think she said we belong to each other. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. I'll put it together. And it made me cry.
Yeah, me
Just
too.
Part of it.
Yeah.
Like it was, and I think I have that book at home. If I can find it, I'm going to reread it.
Yeah.
I remember it made me cry a lot.
It was really powerful.